Hey, rock the hour, rock the outside, rock the hour, rock the outside, rock the hour, rock the outside. Double honors to the apostles of GreatMillStone. Honest yourselves will be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. I wanted to get into a real quick topic. Okay, a topic that that's plagued understanding of the unlearned. Okay, a minor point that the unlearned seem always to overlook. Okay, and it's an important part of the work. Okay, it's an important part of what's going on out here. All right, and that it is the essence of what's happening. It is the essence. It is the breath of the mechanics of life, if you will. Okay, so when we read here, what we got here in this precept, we got the statement made. Okay, within the book of Revelations, the 19th chapter and the 10th verse, the brethren that have the testimony of Yahushua. Is this even the right precept? All right, the for the testimony of Yahushua, who the world calls Jesus, is the spirit of prophecy. Okay, so the testimony, covenant. Right, that word is synonymous with covenant, testimony. Okay, the new covenant. Okay, that spirit, the breath of it, is is all dealing with prophecy. Now, this is a interesting statement made here within the scriptures, because it's one that could be overlooked in terms of how much detail you're going to really extrapolate from off of this statement. Because on the face of it, it seems like a statement that one would just make and it not mean too much. But the fact of the matter is, all the controversy surrounding the things pertaining to the scriptures, of which, if the Spirit will, I'll touch on one or two, but not all of them. Okay, the mysteries of the Gentiles. Okay, the mysteries of the Gentiles, the birth of Yahushua. Okay, the Lord's return. All of these things were mysterious, but through that key, okay, which was the essence of the Lord's testimony, the spirit of prophecy, you was going to be able to decipher, okay, all the mysteries of the scriptures. Okay, so when we take ourselves back and we consider the thing of the Gentiles, okay, the mysteries of the Gentiles, and we understand this statement here, this very basic statement, which is, really actually one of the most important statements within the scriptures, because it gives you a clue as to how to decipher the scriptures. And then coupled with the precept within the book of Isaiah, the 28th chapter and the 9th verse, okay, you hear that what? The scripture where it says, for precept must be upon precept, here a little and there a little. So you got to flip back and forth within the scriptures. Because why? Because you was going to tie all of these prophecies together, man. Okay, so going back onto the example that I had made, okay, you got a thing out there where people think that the Gentiles is talking about the heathen nations. Now let's apply this idea, this very basic, simple idea of the spirit, the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. Okay, and I said I was going to get these other precepts. I'm going to quote them on this video, because it will really be lengthy if I really delve into all of these other different precepts. Okay, so you're just going to have to go out there and, and find the precepts out for yourself. But I'll try to quote the verses, chapters and the verses as I go. Okay, so starting from the top, the thing of the Gentiles. Now let's go and apply the spirit of prophecy to that. So what does this prophecy say as pertaining to the Gentiles? Okay, when we go into the prophecy, we find out that prophecy says there's going to be two manner of Gentiles. If we use the definition of the word, okay, right, that is to say the heathen, okay, and the outcasts of the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, that's what the prophecy says. Okay, so you got it to where now you got it to where you got scriptures like ask of me of the heathen and I'll give them to thine inheritance. Who is these people that's going to get the inheritance and they're going to own and rule over these different nations? Who is this people? Okay, you apply prophecy to that, you find out, oh wait, hold on a minute, the Most High is actually, upon his return, is going to elevate, okay, the 12 tribes of Israel above all of these other nations, as in the time of King David. And the scripture says within the book of Ezekiel, it was going to do that and more. Okay, he was going to magnify us as in the time of King David, and he was going to do unto us even more. Okay, and then we find out, not only that we was going to inherit the heathens, to rule over them. Okay, so just by applying prophecy, we understand, wait, hold on a minute. It can't be talking about the heathens, because the Israelites are gonna rule over those people. So what other people could it possibly be talking about? Okay, what other group of nation, what other people could it be possibly talking about within that situation that was going to inherit the same blessing as Israel, but was going to be accounted as heathen? And the solution is pretty much simple. Okay, you go into the scriptures, you go into the law, and you find out that Jake, right, via not following the law, statutes, commandments to the Most High, was going to become what? He was going to become like the heathen. Okay, you go into the different various of prophecy, applying Isaiah the 28th chapter on the 9th verse, precept upon precept, here a little and there a little. So you go to the book of Hosea 1:1. Oh, it says what? That all of these people was going to be cast off, and it was going to be a no people unto the Lord. Well, hold on a minute. If he's saying he was going to bring some other group of people and graft them back in onto the existing vine, then we can easily conclude that these people that he was going to bring back was the outcasts of his own people, of which all the whole 12 tribes became what? Like outcasts, man, like Gentiles. That's why you go to the book of Matthew the 7th chapter on the 35th verse, I think it is. Okay, it says, whither will he go? Will he go amidst the Gentiles, and will he go unto the dispersed? All right, to the dispersed. What dispersed, man? Okay, it says within the law, applying the theory of applying the testimony of Yahweh Shai, the spirit of prophecy. The prophecy was that what? The 12 tribes was going to be dispersed. So he was going to go on to the dispersed and teach the dispersed amidst the Gentiles. That's applying prophecy. Okay, now let's go on to some other controversies that come up by way of not simply applying this rule of thumb that Yahweh Shai himself had said unto the man John, and John wrote it down and said, wait, hold on a minute, that makes sense. Let me write that down, man. Because that's how you was going to be able to decipher what's going on within these scriptures. That's how you was going to be able to decipher the mysteries of these scriptures, by applying prophecy. So you have a piece of recorded history, or something is happening that's mirrored within the history. What are you going to do? You're going to apply what the prophecy says as pertaining to that situation, and you're going to decipher, okay, oh, that's what it's talking about. For instance, right now you got it to where what? You got the RFID, they got it to where they got a mark, or let's say an artifact, okay, for lack of a better word. They got an artifact, okay, that allows you to buy and sell, okay, that is implantable, okay, and you can put all your details on it. Now, if we apply the theory, okay, if you will, the theory of prophecy onto that situation, then we can easily conclude that this is talking about the mark of the beast, okay? Because the scripture says that what? The prophecy says that what? There was going to come a mark, he was going to be able to buy and sell with this mark, and he was going to be forcibly implanted and implemented. Has that happened yet? No, the forcibly part hasn't happened, but the technology, okay, for buying and selling within the artifact that's implanted within the hand is there. So we apply the same simple theory again of the spirit of the Lord is prophecy. What does the prophecy say about this one scenario? Does the prophecy fit? And that's good. I mean, this might turn into a series, man, and I might title this video "If the Prophecy Fit," because that is a befitting title. Because when you have a situation where the prophecy fits, then it's going to be talking about that particular. It's going to be talking about that particular situation. Okay. Now let's see how much time I got. Yes. Okay. So let's finish off with this one last example. Okay. If the prophecy fits, if you will, and I might go into these subjects with greater detail another time. But I thought maybe I'll go and do an entry type video to this. I didn't really know how I was going to do it. But you know, I was thinking upon this, and I've been thinking about it for a long time, because I hear the elders and the elders of my camp and the elders of GreatMillStone, they be saying the same thing, man. They be saying, and they say it all the time, but I said I'll do a video on it, okay, because it's an important thing. Because if the prophecy doesn't fit, for instance, the virgin birth, they say it was an immaculate conception, okay? But when you go into the book of Isaiah, the 14th chapter, was it the 14th chapter? Okay, is it the 14th chapter? I forget. Okay, no, 7th chapter, 7 and 14, Isaiah 7 and 14, I believe it is. Okay, and you go into those. you go into what the prophecy was saying, and this is in recorded history, okay? What's recorded within the history and what is understood from the Bible is that the Lord was going to be born of a young woman who has had sex, okay? And he was going to be born in Bethlehem. That's what was written within the prophecy. Okay, when you had it to where to describe the Pharisees, but they were on the scene and they was trying to decipher if this was the anointed, they was going via what it was written within the records, man. Okay, that he was going to come off this line. Okay, he was going to be a son of this person, and he was going to be born unto a young woman, and this, that, and the third. Now, when you go to where people flip it on his head and say, no, the woman was a virgin, that's when you say, hold on a minute, the prophecy doesn't fit, you know. Okay, the prophecy doesn't fit. Okay, and if it doesn't fit, then it's non-biblical, man. It's garbage, worthy to be thrown into the bin, because the scripture says, "He who addeth unto the scriptures," okay, the Most High was going to add unto him, all right, the plagues written, okay, roughly paraphrasing that scripture, okay. It was going to be added to him, judgments, man. Okay. Now let's finish up with one last example, and that's what's this is dealing with the thing of Babylon being Rome, and the thing of Babylon actually being America. Okay, because you got some cats out there that are teaching that Babylon is everything other than America. Okay, now if we go into the book of Revelations, the 18th chapter, and I can get this one because this one's not too difficult to get. So we go to Revelations, the 18th chapter. Okay, and just the 3rd verse, and let's see where let's see who fits this title. Okay, so it says, "For all the nations have drank of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and they are the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth have waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy." All right, so waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. So now you gotta stand back, okay, and think with your spiritual eye, your eye of prophecy. Okay, being connected to what the prophecy is saying here, and not to your emotions. Okay, judging through prophecy, not through emotions, not through some historical evidence that you think you found, but just judging through prophecy. Because the thing is, you could be some deep scholarly type dude, okay, and be all heavily invested within the history, and still get it wrong because you didn't apply prophecy, man. See, this thing comes down just onto prophecy. If you don't get the prophecy down unpacked, you off. And the scripture says here that there was going to be a country, a nation, okay, that was going to mingle with these different nations, and all the merchants of the earth has waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy. Now, what's the biggest merchant country right now? It's got to be China. It's going to be Saudi Arabia. It's going to be all of these countries that are selling something that they can wax rich through. So you got it to where China is like one of the #1 manufacturers within the world. Where do the most of their exports go to? Pretty much they go to America, man. Okay, they go out there to the Americas. Okay, the biggest consumer on the face of the planet is America. So how can you have any other place that could be a likened unto this person that has made it to where all the other merchants of the earth has watched rich through the abundance of her delicacies? This is talking about America, man. Okay, and that's just a small example. All you gotta do to really understand what these scriptures are saying is apply something simple, okay, which is what it says within the prophecy. If the prophecy fits, then if that's what it's talking about. If it doesn't fit, then you better go out there and find another solution to your problem, man. Okay, so pretty much that's it. Lord's will, maybe I'll do a series of this, call this an intro, maybe, depending on how the Spirit have it. Okay, so with that, I'm going to say all praise unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Honestly, brothers, that be pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom.